Welcome to A Sure Thing powered by Hollywood. Hello from me, Rouvaun Smit. Good to have you along. I'm now well and truly into previewing all the weekend's racing action, and it's time to turn our focus of attention to racing on the Highveld. Turffontein is the venue for Saturday, and they've put together a 9-race program that is sort of a twilight/night race meeting because their first race only gets underway at 15:05. So which means you have until 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon to get those Hollywoodbet punted challenge selections on. Take the bet slip, because if you pick all 9 winners on the card, you could be in line for some big prize money. Now, where do we go to start the day? Race 1, Maiden Plate, 1160 metres, where 9 runners will contest the opener. I'm going with number 2, Vibe SA, who was runner-up in his last 5 starts. Now, if you look at this form line, you'll see very costly to follow because there was an F as favourite for the last couple of races that he ran in. So if you had gone for him back then, you're probably thinking, I've had enough of Vibe SA. I'm giving him one last chance to win it. I think he's overdue and should be rewarded for consistency. His biggest danger, I think, is number 1, KwaZulu-Natal, who was runner-up in 3 of his last 5. The 4th place horse in that last start has subsequently come out and won. I think he's got very good form to his credit, and to me, he is the biggest danger to my first choice selection, number 2, Vibe SA. For third, I'm going with number 8, Mystic Vision. There was a much improved run in his second start, and he should have more to come, especially with the blinkers now fitted. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 3, Mizzen Sword, who's also much better than that below par effort last time out. I do think on previous form does come into the reckoning with a place chance. So 2, 1, 8 and 3 are the numbers for the opener at Turffontein. Race 2, a Maiden Plate Fillies, 1160 the distance, 9 runners to contest race 2 on the card. And where do we go? I'm siding with number 8, Maverick Queen, as my first choice selection. She stayed on to finish 3rd on debut. I thought that was a very good effort. She would have come on with the benefit of that one under the belt. And of course, with natural improvement to come, I think we can expect much a better run from her this time round. She's also back against her own sex, so to me, she rates the horse to beat. Her biggest danger, though, is number 1, Tipperary, who ran a fair race over 1400 metres on this track last time out. She drops in trip, and she gets blinkers fitted, so that should make her a lot more keen and competitive. For third, I'm going with number 7, Like a Prayer, who was in need of a debut run over 1400. I think there's more to come following that, especially with improvement to come. And coupled with the fact that the form line of her last start has also been franked. And then for fourth, I'm going with 2, Kamati River. I thought that was a below par run last time out. That was before the break. This horse will probably come back nice and fresh, be racing up with the pace. And obviously, there is scope for improvement as far as Kamati River is concerned, so could be staying on for one of the minor placings. So I'm going with 8, 1, 7 and 2 as my selections in the second. Race 3 is a graduation plate of 1160. Here we only have 6 runners who will contest the third race on the card, and I'm looking no further than number 1, Cosmic Speed, as the first choice. I think this horse is going to take a power of beating. Was last seen at the end of last season when he contested a 2-year-old Grade 1 feature over 1600 metres. That was at Hollywoodbets Greyville. He now makes his seasonal debut. I think you will appreciate the 1160 trip as his comeback distance, because if one sort of looks at the juvenile form, you'll see that back in May, June of last year, finished 2nd in a Grade 1 contest over 1200, so will be ideally suited to the 1160 metre trip. I think he doesn't even need to be fully wound up to win a race of this nature. His class should tell. So 1, Cosmic Speed, is my confident selection ahead of number 2, Simric, who had excuses when 3rd last time out. I think having his peak run should get into the fray. I also like the look of 4, Rondebosch, as a horse that needs to be included in our play in the 3rd race. Followed up his maiden with a good 2nd that was over 1000 metres. This is his 3rd run after a race, so further improvement can be expected from Rondebosch. And then for 4th, I'm going with number 3, Edward Rye, who was in need of that last start. I think if one looks at the previous form over the course and distance, does have a money chance. I'm going with 1, 2, 4 and 3 as my selections in race number 3. Moving on to the fourth race on the card, which is a maiden plate to be run over 1,800 metres, and just 9 of them will contest the fourth race on the card. And I'm going with number 2, Ichaka, as my first choice selection. Yes, has been costly to follow, especially if one looks at his last 3 starts. I do think that this, being a small field of just 9 runners, does give him a very, very good chance of actually ending in the winner's enclosure. He does have the tendency of being a little bit all over the place in the run to the wire, but if he does keep on a straight course, he should be the one hard to beat. For second, I'm going with number 3, Serrano, who placed in all 6 starts to date, so that's definitely one that will run into the money again. For third, with number 4, Santiago's Pride, who stayed on win second over 2,000 metres when fitted with blinkers, so that certainly bodes well for his chances. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 5, Osadian, who's got fair form, has cracked pole position, and is having his third one after rest, so that certainly brings him into the reckoning as well. 2, 3, 4 and 5, the numbers in race number 4. If we move on to race 5, you'll see it's a merit rated 76 handicap to be run over 2,400 metres, and here I'm going with number 2, To the Rescue, as my first choice selection, purely on the strength of that last run when he set the pace and kept all challenges at bay when he had that hard-fought win. And I do think that based on that kind of run, if he does repeat that performance, he can follow it up with another win this time round. He probably will get the most cheek from number 1, Barna Bridge, who finished half a length behind him in that penultimate and is now a kilo better off at the weights. That certainly should bring him much closer to the action, but will it be enough to turn the tables? I don't think so, because To the Rescue, I think, from the front will be a hard horse to peg back. For third, I'm going with number 6, Demova. That was a good run when third after back-to-back wins. I do think we'll enjoy the step-up in trip to 2,400 metres and could give the boys a run for their money in this kind of contest. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 7, Rainy Season, who's got moderate recent form and I do think has got a place chance in this kind of a lineup. So 2, 1, 6 and 7 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 5. Race 6 is a merit rated 96 handicap over 1,600 metres, and just 8 runners will contest the 6th race on today's card. And guess what? I'm going with number 2 again as my first choice selection, and this time number 2 is Wafif, who stayed on win second over 1,800 metres last time out. That was behind a horse called Rule by Force, who has subsequently come out and finished third in the Betway Summer Cup. So to me, that is good enough to make Wafif a very good first choice selection in the 6th race on the card. For second, I'm going with number 4, Command Pilot, who finished 4 lengths behind Wafif last time out. Yes, 2 kilos better off at the weights, should bring him closer, but I think we'll be running on to finish in second. For third, I'm going with number 5, Southern Blaze, a winner of his last 3 starts, but he is having his second one after rest, so I won't going to include him as a horse to fill one of the minor placings. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 7, Quartermain, who was challenging strongly last time out. I think we can expect another big run from this one, especially based on the recent improvement, and if that sort of carries through, should be involved in the money. So 2, 4, 5 and 7 are the numbers I'm going for in race number 6. Race 7 on today's card is a merit rated 80 handicap to be run over 1,400 metres. Strangely enough, 2 is my first choice selection here as well. Number 2, Faustina, is who I'm going for. I thought we're just in need of that comeback run over 1,000 metres last time out. I think this horse is certainly a horse that we can go for this time round. He would have come on with the benefit of that run, should strip much fitter this time round, and from pole position should definitely be involved in the shake-up, and to me the horse to beat. Biggest danger, number 5, Rattle Bag, who won a gutsy race over 1,400 last time out. She of course received a £3 penalty for that win. She gets the services of Trent Mayu, who will take 1.5 kilos off her back. She could give the boys a run for their money. For third, I'm going with 7, Hair Trigger, who followed up his maiden victory with a decent 6th place effort over 1450 last time out, and that was on the inside track. And this, incidentally, is Ray Magnus' only run on the day. I think there's scope for improvement as far as Head Trigger is concerned. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 8, Labaccio. That was a good comeback run over the course and distance. I think if confirming that improvement, there's more to come. So 2, 5, 7 and 8 are the numbers that I'm signing with in race 7. Race 8 on today's card is a merit rate at 93 handicap. Race for fillies and mares over 1160. 11 runners to contest the race. And I'm going with Mike and Adam Azzi's only runner on the day. Guess the number. Number 2, Francine. Now, she certainly showed good toe from the word go last time out, and that was when she won over 1,200 metres at the Val. She received a 5-point penalty for that win, but I do think she's all class. She is definitely the class horse in this race. She finished third in her only attempt on this course and distance, so to me, she is the horse that they're all going to have to beat. Biggest danger will be number 6, Calantha. She followed up her maiden win with a good second last time out. She also finished 1 1/4 lengths behind Francine on that day. She's now 1.5 kg bit off at the weights. Will she be able to turn the tables? I doubt it. Francine, to me, is too classy, and I think will take a power of beating. For third, I'm going with 9, We Will Rock You, who was running on nicely last time out, and I think if we can see that kind of run again, should be involved in the money. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 5, Valley Viva, who was much better than that last effort, I thought. When up against weaker company, I think carries a nice handy galloping weight and can pop up in a race of this nature. So I'm giving that one a nice outside chance to run into the money. 2, 6, 9 and 5 are the numbers that I'm going with in race number 8. Taking us swiftly along to the last of the afternoon, or shall I say evening. The last race runs at 19:40 on Saturday evening. A merit rate at 75 handicap fillies and mares over 1160 metres. And here I'm going with number 2, Fastnet Filly, as my first choice selection. She won a good race when she won her maiden over this course and distance last time out. The horse that finished third that day has given that form line a boost by coming out and winning next time out. Yes, she does take on much stronger, but there's plenty of scope for improvement as far as I'm concerned. And she's the type of horse that I think can make her presence felt and be competitive in this kind of a lineup and in fact win a race of this nature. Hence, she's my first choice ahead of number 5, Quasi Cat, who certainly showed promise last time out and, continued from that debut run. Despite having his second run after a rest, I think there's scope for improvement. Then I'm going with 10, Dancing Dora, who's got solid form, as my third choice selection. And for fourth, with number 11, Twice as Wild, who certainly tried hard in his last 2 runs when finishing in the money, and I think definitely one to be included in trifectas and quartets. So 2, 5, 10 and 11 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 9. And that takes care of our race meeting at Turffontein. For Saturday, it's a twilight/night race meeting, so there'll be plenty action from just before midday when Hollywoodbets Kenilworth starts. This race meeting starts at 3:05 and will take us right into the evening, and I do hope that you're going to find the winners on Saturday, hit them in the winners queue, and go and collect at the end of the day. Sunday racing will, of course, be in KwaZulu-Natal. There will be a preview for that one to follow. From Rouvaun, until next time, take care. Cheers for now.